Do you believe that there are legendary tractors whose mere mention makes farmers cry in despair? From designs that make you wonder, did they really think this through before creating it? To technical failures that destroy entire harvests, these 10 tractors have left an indelible mark in history as the disasters of the agricultural industry. From unforgivable technical mistakes to quirky designs that will leave you shocked, this list is sure to make you laugh, and maybe even feel a little sympathy. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with our fascinating and surprising stories. Let's embark on this journey together and experience unforgettable moments. The Ford 6000, released in 1961, was originally planned to be Ford's first tractor equipped with an automatic transmission. But things were not as simple as they seemed. The Select O-Speed transmission was so complex that just looking at it made you want to give up. It constantly encountered issues, from being unable to shift gears to completely shutting down during operation. As a result, Ford had to recall the product shortly after its launch, and probably no one would dare call this tractor modern anymore. But it wasn't just the transmission. The electrical and hydraulic systems of the Ford 6000 were far from impressive. Components broke down constantly, making this tractor feel like a darling of disappointment. On top of that, it consumed fuel like a sports car, leaving farmers sighing as they looked at their operating cost bills. After a series of unsuccessful improvements, Ford released an upgraded version. But one thing could not be saved. The trust of farmers had evaporated. The Ford 6000 was quickly relegated to the past and became a bitter lesson for the company. This is undoubtedly one of the most enduring failures in Ford's tractor history. The Allis-Chalmers 190XT, produced from 1964 to 1971, was expected to be a breath of fresh air in the tractor industry. However, the use of many parts identical to those from the earlier D19 model became the main reason for the tractor's troubles. The non-synchronous transmission made shifting gears feel like a challenge, especially when the PTO, power takeoff, was engaged. This not only reduced performance, but also caused endless frustration for the users. Not stopping there, when many farmers tried to optimize the tractor by increasing the engine power to 120 horsepower, they inadvertently exceeded the design limits of the 190XT. As a result, the drivetrain components, especially at the rear, had to take the brunt and frequently encountered breakdowns. Although Allis-Chalmers made efforts to adjust and improve, these issues still caused the 190XT's reputation to decline in the market. However, when operated correctly and within its design limits, the 190XT was still a fairly reliable tractor. Nevertheless, when compared to its siblings, like the John Deere 4020 with its smooth, synchronized transmission, the 190XT lost much of its appeal in the eyes of many farmers. The Farmall 560, promoted by International Harvester as the masterpiece of its time, turned out to be far from it. One of the biggest issues with this tractor was its transmission system. Under the pressure of heavy tasks, the drivetrain and gearbox of the 560 were prone to failure. As a result, the tractor was unable to complete the large-scale farming tasks it was designed to handle. Another weakness was the cooling system. Under prolonged operating conditions, the Farmall 560 frequently experienced overheating, leading to engine failures. Early users constantly complained about having to make frequent repairs, which disrupted production work and caused operating costs to skyrocket. This ultimately led to farmers losing complete faith in this tractor model. The failures of the Farmall 560 created a major crisis for International Harvester. The company was forced to implement a recall and make improvements, but this couldn't restore the damage to its reputation. While later models addressed many of the issues, the Farmall 560 remains a stain in the history of the tractor industry. The Oliver 1250, one of the first tractors imported by Oliver from Fiat, faced numerous difficulties trying to fit in with the agricultural environment in the United States. Designed to European standards, this tractor was unable to meet the stringent requirements and specific working conditions in the U.S., leading to poor performance and leaving farmers deeply disappointed. The differences in farming practices between Europe and the U.S. highlighted the limitations of the Oliver 1250. This tractor was unable to handle the heavy-duty tasks and diverse terrain conditions in the U.S. Furthermore, the lack of essential features caused the 1250 to fall behind domestic competitors, such as John Deere and International Harvester. To address the situation, Oliver made over 1,000 technical changes between the 1250 and the 1255 models. However, these improvements came too late, and the Oliver 1250 left a less than favorable impression with users, becoming a valuable lesson in how to adjust products to better suit local markets. The Massey Ferguson 1805, released in the late 1970s, was expected to deliver outstanding performance with its powerful V8 engine. However, the complexity of its design led to numerous reliability issues. Despite its powerful V8 engine, it consumed fuel excessively and frequently encountered malfunctions, causing operating costs to rise and downtime to become a nightmare for users. The transmission system of the 1805 also did not receive much praise. Issues with the gearbox and drivetrain occurred frequently, especially when the tractor had to work under harsh conditions. This not only reduced work efficiency, but also caused maintenance and repair costs to rise continuously. Although Massey Ferguson made efforts to improve in later models, the 1805 is still remembered as a failure in combining power and reliability. Many farmers switched to other brands with simpler, more efficient designs, causing the 1805 to gradually fade into obscurity in the history of the tractor industry. The John Deere MT, introduced in the late 1940s, was seen as a compact and cost-effective solution for small and medium-sized farms. However, this could not save it from its major drawbacks. One of the most serious issues was the inefficient cooling system. When operating in hot conditions, the MT frequently experienced overheating, causing the engine to degrade quickly and reducing its lifespan. Another issue was the steering and transmission system. The John Deere MT was not designed to handle heavy-duty tasks, making it difficult for the tractor to compete with others in the same segment. The gears frequently encountered issues, especially when users pushed the tractor to its limits. As a result, repair costs increased, causing many to feel that the machine was not worth the money they invested. Despite efforts to improve, the John Deere MT still failed to meet user expectations. This model became a disappointment in John Deere's product line. However, the lessons learned from the MT helped the company gain valuable experience and improve future designs, leading to more reliable and efficient tractors. The Case 1070, introduced in the early 1970s, was initially expected to deliver outstanding performance for farmers. However, the tractor quickly faced heavy criticism due to serious issues with its transmission and hydraulic systems. The power shift gearbox frequently malfunctioned, making it difficult to shift between gears, which reduced work efficiency in the fields. The cooling system of the Case 1070 was also not optimally designed, leading to overheating when the tractor operated continuously for long periods. This not only affected the engine's lifespan, but also caused numerous inconveniences for users during operation. Although Case made efforts to improve and address these issues in later models, the reputation of the 1070 was severely damaged. Many farmers switched to other brands with higher reliability, causing the Case 1070 to gradually fade into obscurity and become one of the forgotten tractors in the history of agriculture. The John Deere 2010 was expected to be a star of the 1960s, but instead, it quickly became a mechanical nightmare. The biggest weakness of the 2010 was its gasoline and diesel engines, which were not only underpowered, but also consumed fuel terribly. Its poor cold start capability made the 2010 an unsuitable choice for harsh climate conditions. The hydraulic and transmission systems of the 2010 also faced numerous issues. These components frequently malfunctioned, causing continuous disruptions in farm work. Specifically, the tractor's braking system was ineffective, leading to several accidents during use. This not only caused property damage, but also posed a safety risk to the operator. Although John Deere made efforts to improve and release new models, the poor reputation of the 2010 left an indelible stain in the company's history. Many farmers turned away from this product line and switched to other brands. The John Deere 2010 is now only remembered as a prime example of failure in design and product testing. The International 3588, also known as the two-stage tractor, was designed with a bold idea: two body sections connected by a flexible joint. While it sounded interesting, in reality, this innovation became a critical weakness. The complex steering system not only made it difficult for operators, but was also highly prone to failure. The connecting mechanism frequently wore down, making the tractor unreliable when working in the fields. Despite its rugged appearance, the 3588 lacked the dependability that farmers expected. Another weakness of the International 3588 was its engine. Despite being powerful, the engine frequently overheated during continuous operation. This meant that farmers had to spend more time repairing it than actually working in the fields. Furthermore, repairs were not easy due to the tractor's complex structure. This made the 3588 a nightmare for those who were not technically skilled or didn't have access to skilled mechanics nearby. International tried to promote the 3588 as an advanced machine for modern agriculture, but the results were far from expected. Instead of becoming an efficient work tool, it turned into a clumsy giant, causing farmers to quickly lose trust in it. The market reacted negatively, and the 3588 was discontinued after a short period. However, the lessons learned from this failure helped International improve its designs in subsequent product lines. Thank you for watching the video. If you found this content interesting, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel so we can keep bringing you more exciting stories about the world of machinery. See you in the next video.